Hello fellow beach lovers, welcome to another SWF Beach Life video. If you are new to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe and that notification so you don't miss any of my beachy goodness. Currently, the beaches are closed down here, so we got bored and decided to make something from the shells that we found. So in this video, I'm going to show you what we did to accomplish these fine shell boards. So we're going to start in the garage with this miter saw, also known as a chop saw, a router, hand sander or palm sander, and a drill. So we first just going to cut the boards, really just at a random size. It doesn't really matter because, you know, we're just doing our thing. We got this wood for free. Somebody was getting rid of it, so we grabbed it and cut it to size, and now we're going to route it, which gives the edges a beveled edge. And it just kind of makes it look, the final product look a little bit nicer with those kind of finished edges. So Mr. SWF, who's doing most of the heavy lifting here, is going to bevel those edges, and when we're done, this is what it looks like. That's kind of cool. A little rough though, so we're going to have to sand that up. And so that's what we do. We take that palm sander and just sand around all the different edges, getting it nice and smooth and ready to paint and get some seashells put on there. So once we're done with the sanding, we just pick some paint. I happen to like blue. It's my favorite color. So the first one, I picked out two different blue colors, totally digging like Caribbean themed things. So we're going to go with those two, and I'll show you in a minute why we pick two colors. Next board, we're going to do this white and this coral color. Again, like in those Caribbean themes. So we don't just go in and blast the whole thing solid. We like to layer the colors and maybe have some of that wood show through. So we just kind of sweep one color on top of another and then some sanding, and you kind of get like this layered effect when it's all done. So again, just kind of sweep across the wood with the paint. Don't want to give it too much of the same color. So we're going to finish up this first one and then head on to the next one. And you can go blue, yeah, and frankly, you can choose any color you want. We just decided to choose these. I happen to like that coral color, and I happen to like blue. So this one, we're going to do some white and some coral. And we come in with the coral color. Again, not blasting the whole thing solid, just kind of sweeping across it. Hit it with the white. Give it that layered look. And it's okay if the wood shows through. Frankly, it's anything goes right now. So once they are dry, you're going to want to drill some holes in those upper corners, one in each corner. And then go through the back just to make sure that the twine that we're going to use to hang these goes through nicely. And do the same thing with the second board. Hole in each corner. So now we're ready for the twine. We're going to push it through the back and then knot it. And that's what's going to hang it. And you'll notice that you create that loop and you kind of loop the end of it through quite a few times before you pull it taut. And you're going to loop it again. I'll show you on the next knot. It's a little bit easier to see what he did there, but it just makes it easy to make a neat big knot. So you put through, make the loop, and then you loop it through a couple of times. Loop, loop. And then pull it tight. And then with that knot, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to loop it through a couple times. And there you go. You're almost ready for shells. I'm just going to cut those edges off and hit it one more time with the sander just to kind of, again, give it that like layered look. And that's it. And we got some boards. So this is the fun part. That's when we start playing with the shells. So I did do a test, and it turns out that Elmer's glue works great. So that's what we're going to use. I just randomly went through my shells, picked out some. Here's my glue. And we're going to glue these down and cook them in the sun for a little while. That seems to work real well. So here the shells are glued down. I was very careful. I'm kind of meticulous. I don't like gloppy and messy, so I was kind of really careful, glued them down, and they look lovely. And that's it. So you got a spiny jewel box, you got a whelk, got a scallop, juvenile conch, another lightning whelk, apple murex, pear whelk. Wish I was finding these out on the beach, but hey, do what we can with these shells to entertain ourselves, right guys? All right, so now we're on to the last step. We're just going to seal these with a clear coat. It seals the wood. I still wouldn't recommend hanging these outside, but I'm going to seal them, give them a little bit of shine. And that pretty finished look. And that's it. So beach lovers, that's what we did to create these fine shell boards with some free wood, paint, and some shells we had laying around. And because I'm a nerd, I did add these to my website for sale. I don't really expect anybody to buy them, but these beauties could be yours. I'll put a link in the description. Thank you as always for watching. I very much appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you again real soon with more beachy goodness.